Blpa Big Show. Hockey, sports, life for the adult athlete. Powered by the Beer League Players Association. Follow us at the BLPA.
Everybody, just follow.
Keep connected with us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You dig that?
Follow
On every social media outlet. And make sure you follow the crew on Twitter. Nick at Nicker Jones. Jason at Beer League Jason. And Brooklyn at BLPA Brooklyn. Let's get it.
Welcome to the greatest sports show in the world. Good week, everybody. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Yes, it is Nick. Hey. Okay. No, paper works. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's just business. That's just business right there. Sometimes you got to handle business, and that's
what happens
that's
when you're a
business.
CEO.
You're very quiet, Brooke. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So anyway, I have a confession before we get going.
All right, let's hear it.
I've hired a forensic digital scientist, and the results are in. And those results are, everyone should follow us on Patreon and subscribe to us because we got to get Jason and Brooklyn paid. That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah, that's just that's just what we got to do. Jason should join us soon. But until then, why don't you tell them where they might be able to find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find Nicky Kamish, as you can see on his little bar there, at Nicker Jones on Twitter. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that on Twitter. You have to put, or on Instagram, sorry. You have to put the Nicker Jones. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BLPA Brooklyn, and then you can find the whole gang at the BLPA on both.
That's right. And it's a busy day, but we're here for the people very shortly because we're still setting up for the Columbus tournament, our biggest bash. I got Alyssa right now stuffing player bags. I got to go get lanyards. That's who is calling me saying, hey, your lanyards aren't quite ready, but come get them when you can. But there's a lot of things to do. So we were going to record yesterday, but Jason he's a busy man, man. So he couldn't make it, but he should be joining us anytime. And that's, I'm trying to drag this out because I just sent him the link on his phone. He said he would join, but we got the Japan jerseys.
Ooh,
yeah, we got all of them.
Yeah.
I have pictures of them. If people want to see them, there's people watching us. If people want to see all the Japan jerseys, they can say, hey, show us the Japan jerseys, and I'll show them. But I just got another one yesterday too. I should show that one too. It's the very first Pittsburgh jersey.
Oh.
So we got the very first world premiere. World premiere. I have that. I'm trying to download it onto my phone right now, and then I can shoot it over, and then I can show that because who doesn't like seeing jerseys?
Yeah, it's a nice little Friday surprise.
Yeah, a little best part of the decks is these jerseys. And I also want to chat about some donkeys. This in our Philly, we were in Philly last weekend, and so I want to talk about them. I also want to talk about them with Jason because Jason's a referee, and I want to ask him this question first, and then see what he thinks. I want to see what the ruling is before I tell him the story. I want to make sure that I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong.
Yeah. When have you ever been wrong?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's impossible, nearly impossible.
You are correct. You are correct that I'm hardly ever wrong. Okay, I'm loading this thing right now. I hope it doesn't mess anything up. Also, sorry, we are on hotel internet here, so if something happens, it's a hotel. It's Marriott. Yeah. All right, here's the first one. I think people want to see this. Hold on, let me go back to the chat here. All right, here we go. The very first Pittsburgh design. We're going back to the Legos. Going back to Legos here. Overlay. I'm not doing too high. Here we go. Show it. Boom. Right there. Look at that little Lego penguin right there in the middle. Lego guy.
Ah, there it is.
Oh, sorry.
I thought maybe I just didn't see it, but that's sweet.
Yeah. There's just something there's something very majestic about taking these NHL jerseys and making Lego designs with them. I love them. Cooper loves them, which is the main thing to me, right? Cooper loves all our jerseys. He's always asking, hey Dad, when do we get more Lego jerseys? And so I'm like, well, we just got to find the right tournament, and Pittsburgh seems like it's it. So there's the very first Lego jersey. Very first.
Ooh, starting strong. I like it.
Well, it's Pittsburgh, so you got to go with hometown team, right?
Fair.
So,
I guess that checks out.
All right, Brooklyn. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind today? What do you have to bring up? Jason says he'll be on in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was in New York for one of the first, it was Brett's first time in New York, my second time, but we did a lot of touristy things. So saw a lot of sights, smelt a lot of things. I am not used to big city living, and that was definitely very nose opening. Some of the stuff that was there.
Well, it just smells like trash. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not being facetious. That's what it smells like.
But that was, I wish that was like the base of it. So we just did the subway. We're a little cheap, really wanted to experience the local culture. So we did the subway. The one time we were going on, we were so excited. It was like an empty cart or whatever you want to call it. So we were pretty excited, so we didn't have to stand. We walk in. There's a nice homeless man sitting in the corner, just a huge trash bag. And then all of a sudden, it hits you. Poor guy shit himself and was just steeping like a little tea bag in his garbage bag. So we're like, well, we can't not be here because we just started too stressed to have to go out and go into another one and miss it all. So we just sat there. But after a while, it just kind of burned all of our senses. So we were just, also steeping in it when it came to that point. But it was so funny watching people walk into the train cart and they'd be like, oh my God, what is that? And they just walk out. So that was pretty entertaining.
You should have videoed it.
I should have. Yeah.
That would have been good. That would have been good stuff to watch on this thing.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird? And as conversely to New York smelling like poop, is that my favorite cologne, and this is going to make me bougie, is from a place, and they do the smells of New York, and not one of their scents is poop.
Huh.
So yeah,
it's called Bond.
It's called Bond Number 9. It's all like the neighborhoods and it's just, I don't know, but New York is a special place. Place. So
So poop. That was my first poop story. My second poop story is I have terrible luck. Yeah, it follows me.
Did you poop yourself?
I didn't.
Okay.
Did Brett? Would have been a better story. I would have started with that. Nope, Brett didn't poop himself either. On the flight, I was, got excited, had, exit row. There's a dog sitting underneath me. I love dogs, huge dog fan. Rather dog than a baby. So I thought, until the dog started ripping little puppy farts. And it was so rancid and so terrible on this whole flight. And then the dog also shit himself. And the lady whose dog it was just sleeping the whole time. So probably for an hour, I was just sitting right on top of dog shit for a nice little flight. So that really started the weekend off strong. So your weekend was shitty is what you're saying. Yeah, my weekend was shitty. Yeah. But celebrated a birthday. So
congratulations on that.
Thanks.
I hope you have many more to celebrate, to be honest with you.
Thanks.
So super VIP trip. Johnny Dunham, city trip. I always just think it was funny when I was riding around in that RV to think that I was just riding around with my shit underneath me. It's just kind of one of the things. Speaking of which, I walked into listen, I don't know. This is my biggest pet peeve of beer league hockey. My biggest one is when there's a bathroom in your locker room when your teammates shit in your locker room while you're there. And I was just like, I don't understand. So I walk like every bash, like I'll walk into the team before and I'll give like this little spiel, and I walk in and there's no door, like there's just a little wall, and I could just see from his thighs down. I'm like, is there someone shitting in your locker room? And he leans over and goes, yep, me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well,
God,
Jason
flawless
is
plays.
here. Let's see.
Oh.
Jason?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, you must have your you must be plugged into your phone because we can't see you, but we can hear you.
I don't have anything plugged into my phone.
Oh, you're not plugged into like your Apple CarPlay or anything?
No, I don't think so. Let's try. Hold on. Let's turn off the Bluetooth. See what happens.
Yeah. Listen, we don't want to get Jason in a wreck, but Jason's here for the show.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. I could see myself a second ago, and then I just disappeared.
Weird. Okay. Well, we can still talk to you. We can still
Okay.
talk to you. I showed the very first Pittsburgh jersey.
Okay, what it look like?
It was Pittsburgh Lego. You want to see it?
Okay.
Can you see the screen?
I can see you guys. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll put it up just for you. Okay.
Oh,
should be.
that's sexy. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
So, but really why I wanted you here is because we have all 4 Japan jerseys now, like the actual jerseys in hand, not even a
Okay.
render of them, and I have them.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to show them, but I wanted to wait for you to get here before I showed them.
Well, I do want to warn you. It is 9:23 a.m. and I've already ruined my entire day. So just
okay.
keep that in mind.
Well, how'd you do that?
I hit a squirrel with my car, and it's like I saw it coming. I hit the brakes. I swerved. It jumped the other way when I swerved. It basically committed suicide, but it hurt me to the point that my day is ruined.
Oh, well, maybe the jerseys will help.
Okay, let's try.
Would it help you? Hey, would it help you if you learned that Brooklyn shit herself in New York?
Twice.
That would help. Yes.
Okay, she didn't, but she did have to ride on a subway with a bum that had shit himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty New York. Welcome to America.
Pretty on brand, yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Maybe this will cheer you up. Here we go. Look at those. Look at those buttes.
Wow.
I don't know who they
I'm
are.
not seeing them. Oh, there they are. There they are. Okay.
There's
you
green,
got
Green
you
Goblin
got
guy.
Frieza.
Yep.
Frieza's the purple one.
Okay.
That's Piccolo. That's the green guy. It's easy to remember. Piccolo.
Yeah, looks like a pickle.
Green.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then it looks like Goku and Gohan.
Yeah, that's who it is. That's exactly.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You got it. You got it right, Jason. Holy moly.
Yeah.
But they do look cool though.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, these Japanese people, and here's I have 14 of them. I'm only going to take 10 because we're running low on numbers. I'm going to take 0 of the little ones, even though I know the Japanese players are probably smaller than us. But that's show business.
Yeah. So does that mean I can have one of the purple ones?
Yeah, we can give one. We can give one away on this show. Maybe not this show, but the next show.
Okay.
When we do an episode in person. Okay, I know we don't have a lot of time because you're on the phone. Brooklyn's got work, and her mom's in town. Is your dad in town too?
No.
Oh,
No,
Bob.
I know.
He'd be a character on here. But I have a question for you, Jason. And before I tell you the story, I want to get an official referee ruling to see if
Okay.
what I'm thinking in my head was correct. Okay. All right. So there's a game being played. I guess the time does not matter. But what would be the ruling if a goalie gets hurt and he cannot continue playing a game? And the team,
I would probably allow the team to play with 6 if they wanted to, 6 skaters.
but if they didn't want to,
Then it's a forfeit.
for the team whose goalie's hurt, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Listen, I know ref things, and but anyway, so we had this situation in Philly where the goalie got hurt, he couldn't play, and I guess they were up 2-1. The team whose goalie got hurt, and so allegedly, I wasn't out there to hear what the ref said. The ref said, "All right, well, your goalie can't play. You guys win. See ya." And he comes out to me and says, "Hey, here's what happened." I'm like, "Well, no, that's not what should happen. What should happen is you should ask them if they want to play with 6, and if they don't, then they forfeit and they'd have to lose." He goes out, And he says, "This is the area we don't want to play with 6. You told us we win." And he's like, "Well, that's not what really happens. This is what's going to happen. The tournament director already ruled." And so they were mad, right? And the other team was like, "Okay, well, we won. We wanted to play." And so whatever happens, well, then this guy comes out and he's standing by like the trash can by the merch tent where I'm sitting, and he's just fuming. And finally he says, "I got a bone to pick with you." And he said it like that too, which is funny because when's the last time someone said, "I have a bone to pick with you"? And then he just goes off on me about how his team needed that win and it's bullshit that they didn't get the win. And I was like, "But like you forfeited." He's like, "But there were 5 minutes left in the game. Like we were going to win that game." And I was like, "But you didn't win the game because you didn't have a goalie and you wouldn't play with 6." He's like, "Well, we didn't want to play with 6 because then they would have scored or something." He said something like that. And I'm like, okay, like what do you want me to do? Like this, like think about this. It's the first period, you go up 1-0, and then your goalie just pretends to be hurt and you win the game. Oh, and it was only the second period. Super VIP Johnny Dunham was in this game. And he was so pissed and he just went on. And finally I said, I lost my cool finally. And I said, "What the fuck do you want? Like, what do you want from me?" "Well, I want the win." "You're not getting it. What else do you want?" I was like, "Do you want a medal? I'll give you a medal. Is that what you want?" And then he just stormed off, and that was basically it of the conversation. So
yeah, let me tell you about a goalie friend of mine named Frank Panico, that if he knew this rule, he would play until his team scored 1 goal every game. And then he would get hurt.
The hardest part about goalie Frank is he would have to get the 1 goal before the other team did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But if he could do it every game, if he gets up 1-0, I can promise you he's pulling his hamstring within seconds.
Yeah. On the celebration of the goal is when Frank would get hurt. He's like, "Ah."
Yeah, he jumps up to celebrate and goes down, and he's like, "Well, guess we win."
And to be fair, like their goalie was ran into, like they said that it was malicious, but it was a guy that played college hockey. Like the guy could skate, and he's playing in a lower level. He was helping out a free agent team, and I watched the thing, and he said he tripped on the goalie went to hit the puck with a stick, and he said he caught the goalie's stick, and that's what went down. And so it was just a mess. And I was just like, why is this guy yelling at me for the right call? I mean, that's just the right call. And so, and speaking of other donkeys, imagine playing in a championship game in the top division. Good hockey players. They're good hockey players. And you decide that instead of wanting to play a game, you just want to fight each other. And the game gets called and you don't get to play.
That seems like a bad idea. But I don't like fighting, so maybe it seems like a good idea to some people.
Well, I mean, very on brand for Philadelphia. They do like to fight each other.
Okay.
In Philly. I mean, last year we had a fight, different team. Last year we had the cops called, and they had to come out and investigate some things. And I said, "Listen, what?
Listen, did you mention to them that they have knives on their feet?"
I did not. I did not mention it. But that lady also was not there to mention it.
Okay.
So,
well, somebody probably should have mentioned it to him. It might have stopped him.
Well, it was like, and basically what happened, like they just kept going, and the refs, like someone goes, "You need to," because I was sitting at the merch table, and someone goes, "You need to get out there. Shit's going sideways." And so I get out there, and sure enough, things are sideways. And so I just sit like on the little divider between one player bench and the penalty box, and I'm just watching. I'm watching the refs go from one little kertuffle, whatever, to another. And as soon as the ref leaves one, they start back up again. And finally the ref just comes up to me and says, "I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm not reffing this game, and neither is my partner. We're out of here." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, what do you say?" I'm like, "I'm not a ref." Yeah. And then they just skated off. And the guys were like, "Well, why won't they let us play?" And I'm like, "But like, what do you mean? Why? You guys obviously don't want to play. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys here." And they're like, "Well, who wins?" And I'm like, "Oh, listen, nobody."
You say everyone's
the refs,
a loser.
Well, the refs won because they only had to work like 3 minutes and got paid the full thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's wild to me that that grown men can't like just play hockey. Like It's very strange.
Yeah. Well, listen, I saw what led to it, and I understand that the referees. Holy shit, Jason, you guys talk. I got another phone call here. Sorry, it's a busy day here. Hold on. You guys talk about things.
Brooklyn, when you were playing hockey, how often did girls fight each other, like fist fights?
Not very often. I think there was one. I remember one little like line brawl. I was not a fighter. I don't like people touching me, and I don't like touching other people, so I didn't get into it. But I just like stood and watched. But everyone else was going at it. And side note, I remember my dad yelling at me. He's like, "You don't just watch a fight. You got to go in there and you got to start punching." So
Yeah.
I think.
Were your teammates pissed that their 6'4" enforcer wasn't in there beating people up?
See, I don't think so because I think I was just a liability. I would probably have fallen and just taken everybody out. So
Oh yeah.
that, not very
It would have
useful.
looked like a choreographed like wrestling move where like the guy jumps off the top rope and takes everybody out at once, kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. But I, have to be careful. You got knives on your feet, so you got to reel it in.
You do have knives on your feet. Yeah, so it seems like Nick's, he's having a tough run of tournaments where guys just can't behave themselves.
Yeah, I think it's probably because he's not actually playing. Because when he plays, everyone knows he's like, that's the enforcer. You don't mess with him.
I don't think that's true at all. I try to hit the ice as little as I can. I'm just out there to feed Jason, really.
Yeah, which you do a great job of, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm out here for. I don't remember where I was going with my story, but my story was people are donkeys, and and here we got the biggest tournament in Columbus. So basically, I'm ready to get yelled at, and I hope we don't see any fights.
Well, listen, I'm not going to fight anyone if that helps.
Oh yeah, Jason will be here. Team Jason. Actually, I can't listen. I'm unbiased.
Okay.
I just want all the teams to tie.
Okay. Well, I can do that too. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah. So, what else on the docket today, Jason? You got anything to talk about?
Not really. Like, right now I'm sitting in BJ's parking lot. If you guys don't know what BJ's is, it's like the Southern Costco. I'm picking up my BJ's order here. I've got like 10 billion things to do before I leave for Columbus, and I'm still gonna end up like I'm gonna miss a game and be like a whole day late. So, and I killed a fucking squirrel this morning. So like that's my day right now.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. So I don't want to end this thing short, but we're probably gonna have to just because my phone keeps blowing up. I'm literally in the middle of setting up for Columbus, and like I think Alyssa's at the rink right now, stuffing player bags, and I got to go get lanyard cards, and then I got to get the most important thing, which is beer and food today.
That is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Jason, are you going to take any shifts on the grill this weekend?
Yeah, I'll be happy to do it. Listen, I'm bad at most things that dads have to do, like cutting grass, using a grill. All those things that, your dad probably did really well as a kid. I'm not good at any of them, but I will certainly try.
So basically, you don't have to do anything with the grill other than put the burgers on, watch them sizzle, flip them over, watch them sizzle. And then when there's no red coming out of them, they're done. I think.
Okay.
That's how I do it.
I mean, it sounds easy. So I'm in.
Or you could also be a wiener handler.
Yeah, I don't eat hot dogs, so I think I'd be better at the burgers because I know when.
Well, you don't have to eat them. You just have to handle them.
Yeah. How do I know when they're done?
Well, some people like black burnt dogs and wieners, okay. And some people like them. A
little pink.
Yeah. And so it's really preference on how you like your wiener. I mean, some people eat them raw, so okay. It's kind of.
It sounds like I just got to ask, hey, how do you like your wiener? And then they'll tell me.
You can say, hi, I'm Jason. I'm your official wiener handler. How do you like your wiener handled? And then just go from there, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm in.
Okay, perfect. Brooklyn, do you have anything? Oh, I know Brooklyn has some questions. Let's do those before we go because those are usually funny and they might be able to help cheer Jason up. I've already got him on wiener handling, so I bet he was smiling there. So
yeah. Okay. So this is more like it's a weird medical question. I found this on Reddit.
Oh boy, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick. All right. So someone comes into the hospital for alcohol poisoning. They consume their alcohol via a number of vodka-soaked tampons, which they inserted rectally. Would it have been possible to get an accurate blood alcohol contact or reading by having them fart onto a breathalyzer?
What?
That's funny.
I don't know, but holy fuck, do I want to find out?
Well, we're going to be in the same place this weekend, Jason. So can we shove some alcohol tampons up your butt?
I mean, I'm not saying no yet.
Weird. I guess. So, I mean, I guess outside of doing a field sobriety test, if they got pulled over, they couldn't really get an accurate breathalyzer test. So, like, I've never been pulled over for a DUI, but like, isn't the first thing asked, can we give you a breathalyzer? And then if you say yes and you blow 0 because you haven't drank any alcohol, I guess, would they just say, okay, you're free to go. You just drive like an idiot.
No, see, I don't think that's how it works. Like, I think the science behind it, like, the alcohol's in your blood, so when the air comes out of your mouth, it's like the oxygen coming, or carbon dioxide, I guess, coming out has gone through your blood, and it's going to read whether you have alcohol or not. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but that's just like, it's not like I put vodka in my mouth and now I'm going to, on the breathalyzer, I'm going to show that I'm drunk. Like, it's blood alcohol level, not how much is in your mouth or in your butt.
So, well, listen, I'm a scientist. I am a scientist. This just isn't my field of study. But you know what would be funny, Jay? I wish we had a breathalyzer, and then this weekend we could walk around the parking lot and breathalyze people.
I bet we could get one.
Yeah, where could we get one? Because I'll get one today. If we could find one. If we could find one, I would go and be like, does anyone want to be breathalyzed? Then we could give a prize for the. I wouldn't want to tell them we're giving a prize for the highest
Yeah, you can't do
drunkenness
that.
because then
That's a
people would try to
liability.
do it. But I would record it. We'd keep it on. We keep it a record of it, and then I'd go after the fact and say, hey, congrats, drunk. Here you go.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Like, and I guarantee we can find. You could probably get one at Walmart nowadays. Like, I feel like they're pretty readily available.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see if we can find one. I'll see if I can find one at some point today.
I bet Amazon could overnight one to the hotel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's do that.
Everything's on Amazon.
That's true. Okay. Yeah. Let's look at Amazon after we get off here. Okay. Is there another question, Brooklyn? I mean, that's a funny question.
Yeah, I do have another question. I also have a funny tampon alcohol story if you want to hear that.
Well, we love tampons and alcohol. Yes. Yes.
So played volleyball in college. And so when we had to do like our initiation or like our hazing thing, that's what one of the parts was, is they just had a whole bunch of tampons sucked in rum that you had to suck dry. And that was disgusting. So that's what I did in my rookie year. So then when the next year when we did that again for the rookies, but I had like from Dominican Republic, that Mama Juana. Do you know what that is?
Oh, Mama Juana is so nasty. Ugh.
Yeah. So I made them have tampons soaked in that. And when I bought it, the guy was like, oh yeah, it's a big aphrodisiac. And I was like, yeah, I bet it is. Didn't think anything of it. I drugged those poor girls because they just turned into whores because it was a massive aphrodisiac. Everyone was going out in every single direction. I don't know if you know, the one girl went and gave her boyfriend a Blumpkin. If you know what that is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
But tell everybody what it is, Brooklyn.
It's where I wasn't thinking of this far ahead. The man sits on the toilet taking a shit while the woman gives him a nice little treat.
A little gummer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, we just thought all of the rookies were whores because they were just out everywhere putting out, but it turns out I drugged them by accident. So that was my
way
bad.
to go. Brooklyn, the purveyor of love.
Yeah.
I've had Mama Juana before, and I wasn't blowing anyone on the toilet, so maybe it's not everyone.
A little bit.
Maybe it only works for females, Jason.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
I bet that that guy that was getting the Blumpkin would probably shit on someone for money, for sure.
Oh, probably.
For
And
sure.
very little money. Very little.
Very little. Yes.
Less than breast.
Less than
See,
what's
Brett's
the
fetish.
Oh.
So when I showed him that video about how it was a Brett, and he's like, I don't have a fetish with poop. He's like, I have a fetish with money. So he's like, I just like getting paid.
this
So,
guy?
That's fair.
Yeah,
I
I mean
also
that.
have
Yeah,
that fetish.
yeah. I like that one as well. Just keep thinking about a Blumpkin and how disgusting that would be. But anyway, okay. Okay. So what was the other? Oh, Jason.
Yes.
This weekend, do we want to do the shot glass vodka thing?
Well, I like you propositioned me with a visit to the casino, which I don't think we're gonna have time for, regardless. So I feel like these are empty promises, but I will still oblige and say yes. We can do vodka roulette.
Perfect. We know what we're gonna do, Brooklyn. We're gonna get little shot glasses and we're gonna put numbers on them, and then we're gonna have someone randomly put vodka in X amount of those numbers, and the other ones will be water, and then we're gonna let people try to get me and Jason drunk.
ooh, you guys are bad. It's crazy.
Bad. Hey, listen, but we're gonna get that Mama Juana.
I have some at the house, I think, if you want me to bring it, Nick.
We're gonna turn Jason into, All right. So, okay, one last question.
Okay. So there's a hypothetical button that you could press, and it gives you a list of everyone who's ever masturbated to you. Would you press the button?
Yep.
I am doing a Macho Man Randy Savage elbow off the top rope onto that button. That's how eager I am to touch that shit. I want to see the list.
Yeah, I bet the list is a lot longer for Brooklyn than it is for us, Jason.
Yeah, I bet my list is short. Like,
yeah,
the only thing I worry about is I hit that button and just a blank piece of paper shows up, and I'm like, fuck.
or it's a bunch of dudes from like draft parties, and then I gotta go.
No, that's fine. It's still flattering.
What?
It's still flattering.
No, but then here's the deal. But then,
listen, I'm married. I'm not doing anything with the list. It's not like I'm going to find these women and being like, "Oh, hey, I know you're attracted." Like, I just want to be flattered a little bit.
Yeah,
no one said there'd be women on the list.
Well, that's what we're saying. Like, if it's just a bunch of dudes from the draft that really like our MC skills, like then you have to go MC, and as you're looking out at these dudes that are cranking it to you,
yeah, I'm gonna give them a little wink, give them something for later.
But you couldn't make eye contact with someone after you shit on them. I don't.
Yeah,
that's
that's way different. Oh my god, so much different.
I don't know. That just seems like 6 of one thing, half a dozen of another. If you're gonna let them crank it out to you, like you think you'd let them shit on you or you'd shit on them, no big deal. Like, what if that's what they would crank it to?
They're not cranking it out on me. They're just cranking it out to the thought of me. Like,
yeah, but you're just shitting on them and moving on about your business.
Yeah, I'm literally
and getting
shitting
paid
on them.
Well, I mean, what if that's what they like? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, bud.
It's different to me for sure.
Brooklyn, would you?
No.
No.
For a girl, that list has got to be terrifying.
Yeah.
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 Would not.
Like, what would be the worst? The comment just said, Nick will start every draft party with eyes up here. Eyes up here. What would be?
I imagine for Brooklyn, like the worst case scenario is like 4 of her dad's friends show up on the list, and you're just like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever read.
Yeah, I don't think any way I would be flattered. Be like, oh, that's nice. You're thinking of me. Not.
Yeah, that I was going to ask what the worst case scenario is. I mean that.
Just reading the list would be worst case.
but I mean, just seeing like what would be the one that that would just gross you out the most. I guess your dad's friend.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Brooklyn's worst name on the list is the guy in the subway that shit himself. That's
No, I think she knows he's on the list.
Yeah, he is on the list. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
we made eye contact, so
yeah. So
after that, you had to leave.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's the best way to end it. That Brooklyn won't do the list, and this is a show for this week. Me and Jason will have a in-person show. We'll also, I don't know if we're going to do the shots tonight. Well, we can't because we'll be at different rinks. So we're going to do the shots tomorrow night. So we'll have to get shot glasses and whatever. Well, it has to be clear. Is Mama Wama clear?
No, Mama Wana's like
it has to be clear.
Shit in it.
Yeah, it has sticks.
Yeah, like the way they make it, they put like these wood sticks in the bottle. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay. Yeah.
Does yours have a cool hat on the bottle?
Yeah, it does. Of course it does.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so don't bring that. So it's got to be vodka or clear rum, but vodka probably is the best way to do it. But we'll do that. So look for it. We'll go live, and the only thing we'll need is people to help pick. I don't know how we'll let people pick. Maybe they pay us $1. They can pick and get us drunk or something like that. Who knows? We'll figure it out. All right. Anything else to add from anybody? Okay. Well, hey, be good or be good at it. Wait, I'm going to do that again in just a second. Quit being donkeys. Quit fighting in beer league.